The Cambridge IGCSE 2020, 2 hours, June 2020, 2 hours. Paper 1, additional maths. Additional maths. Let's look at question number 1. Question number 1, on the axis below, sketch the graph of that function, showing the coordinates of the points where the curve meets the axis. So you want to find where it crosses the y-axis. The y-axis is that vertical line there. So you put x is equals to 0. So it will be the 0 minus 2 times 0 plus 1 times 0 plus 2. That'll give you minus 4. So this is sketching the graph without the absolute sign. You know, the straight lines at the end. We're sketching without absolute sign. So we have it crosses at minus 4. So the first root, it crosses at 0 minus 2. It crosses at 2 there. The x-axis at 2. 0 plus 1. X plus 1, it crosses at minus 1. X plus 2, it crosses at minus 2. So we sketch the graph going upwards like that. And why do we have it that shape? This is a cubic function. When you multiply the x times the x times the x, it gives you x to the power 3 cubic function. So the biggest x is power 3. And if we look at the number in front of x, that a, the number in front of x is called the coefficient of x cubed. And that number in this case is bigger than 0. When it's bigger than 0, the graph is going up that way. If it's less than 0, it will look different. Let me show you what it looks like. When that number in front of x cubed is less than 0, let's say minus x cubed, that number is minus 1 or minus 2x cubed. If it's less than 0, the graph is coming down like that. So that's not the case for this our graph. So that's one thing to note. So when you draw the graph now with the modulo sign, the two straight lines at the side, what does those two lines, the modulo signs, what do they mean? What they mean is the mod sign means everything below the x-axis is moved above the x-axis. So what we have below, I'll zoom in, we have this red line that by putting it in dotted line, this one is below. We have to move it above the x-axis. Now this curve part here is below. We have to move it up. It was minus 4 below. We move it up to plus 4 above. And this curve part is below. We move it to the top. So now the blue line is the correct curve. The blue curve is the correct graph. And this is how they mark it in exam for the 3 marks. What they want to see. They want to see that your shape matches that blue one. Your shape matches the blue shape. Everything is above the x-axis. The next thing, they want you to mark the x-coordinates. The x-coordinates where it crosses the x-axis or touches the x-axis. That's 2 there. They want to see that. Minus 1 and minus 2. That's the next thing you get marked on. And the next thing they want to see is the y-coordinate. The minus 4 there and the plus 4 there. And then what they want to see now is your maximum. This top point there is called the maximum. This maximum point, they want it to be in the first quadrant. The first quadrant means this section I put in yellow there. That section in yellow is called the first quadrant. So the maximum point to be there. That means your graph is in the correct shape. So when you draw the graph in the correct shape, those red dotted lines will not be there. So I'm going to make the dotted lines to disappear. The dotted line disappears and that one disappears. So that is what the answer should look like for your 3 marks. So there are 2 types of cubic graphs that you need to know for your exams. The cubic graphs where it's going up because the number in front of x cubed, whatever you had in front of x cubed is positive. And if what you have in front of x cubed is negative, like minus 2x cubed, the graph is going down that way. So that's the two difference between the two different types of cubic graphs. And we call this the end behavior of cubic graphs, how it behaves at the ends. So this is the end going towards the end of cubic graph, towards infinity, a very large number. This one towards infinity, a very large number, end behavior. When it's negative, it's coming down from up. When it's positive, it's going up like that. So that is how you think about these questions when you do them in exams. So if you like my explanations and you enjoy the way I teach, WhatsApp me now on this number or email me at tituscorner@yahoo.co.uk to get expert explanation for all the questions that you want to practice for your GCSE additional maths exams. Or if you do further maths or for A levels, WhatsApp me now and I'll help you so that you can succeed and get top grades. Thank you very much.